guys, Logan Battles here, and today I'm going to be doing a very different type of video. Not a Sunday Thoughts video, not a Battlefield video, not a movie review, not a trailer reaction, or even an LPFT episode, which I'm not going to do, because Season 2 is already over. But, anyway, I'm going to be doing my first ever Q&A video, where I get to answer your questions that you get to ask me, some about myself, and for various things about various things. I have asked you guys on my Instagram, Logan Battles. You can add me on there. Letting you guys ask me some questions, and then in total, I have 11 questions, 2 of which come from the same person, coming from one person. So I'm going to do my best to make this as quick as I possibly can, while also answering all the 11 questions that I have. So let's begin with the first question. Coming from Jack Banner, what's your most favorite and least favorite movie? About my my best movie? I don't know. There's just so many. But my least favorite film, I will tell you, is The Mummy. From 2017 with Tom Cruise. I can't, I don't want to talk more about it. You can actually go watch my video that I did a couple of years ago talking about why The Mummy 2017 failed. That is the title of that video I made on that movie, that piece of garbage that it is. You can go watch that, as well as my top 10 worst movies of 2017, where I give additional reasons, where I added up more reasons as to why I hate The Mummy 2017 in every single possible way. You can go watch that. So I would say The Mummy 2017 is my least favorite film of all time. I don't know about my best favorite, but because there's so many movies that I love. I mean, The Empire Strikes Back, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, what else? There's The Gladiator. There's just so many. The Lion King. I mean, come on. I can go on and on about what are some of my favorite movies of all time, but I just don't know what my favorite is at this point. Leah Burkhart asks, do you miss Rocky Bayou Christian School? Now, before I answer that question, I want to make it clear for anyone who does not know what that school is. Rocky Bayou Christian School is a private school that I actually went to from 2014, I believe, no, I'm sorry. I can't exactly, I think it was 2012 through 2016 that I went through. I think that was the year. But anyway, I went to that school, and it's a private school that is not far from the house that I live in, and it was a really good school. And to answer your question, Leah, I do miss school. Rocky Bayou Christian School. I missed it, particularly those still there that I like, even though all of my friends might not be there at that point right now, but still, I like it there. It's pretty cool. Lazy Movie Reviews asked, who inspired you to be a YouTuber? That's a good question. There's plenty of YouTubers that inspired me to start my channel. Plenty, like Vsauce, or Michael Stevens from Vsauce, I would say, as well as Matthew Santoro and Rob Dyke. They're the guys that really make me feel like really made me feel like I want to start, doing movie YouTube videos. They're the guys that I looked up to as influencers and people who influenced me to start making YouTube videos. They're the guys, and there are other people, but the main ones I would say are Michael Stevens from Vsauce, Matthew Santoro, and Rob Dyke. So yeah, I would say those 3. Oh, and by the way, Rob Dyke changed his YouTube name from Rob Dyke to Mike Gavigan. I think that's the last name. I might have got it wrong, but If you want to know why, I think Rob Dyke made a video on why he changed his last name, YouTube last name, to Gavigan. He made a video about it. Yeah, I think he did. So you can go watch that and see what his explanations are there. So go check it out. Jenna asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I would say that it's hard to say, actually, because not very many people can predict the future or predict what they're going to do in the future, or thinking about it. Even though there is a minority of people that actually do predict correctly of what they're going to do in the future. But for me personally, I don't have a very good answer to that question, because there are so many things that I could see myself as within the near future, within 5 years in the future. But if I were to say who I would probably be more popular, not just on YouTube, but also in real life, being a little bit more popular in both spaces, the YouTube space and the whole real world space. People starting to notice me, and just, I don't know, and probably, actually, yeah, I think I see myself actually driving a car for the first time in my life, because I have not driven a car or even have a driver's license as of yet. And keep in mind, I am 22 years old, going on 23. So that's really insane. And that's only because I have autism. And when I have autism, I have limitations on certain things, and driving a vehicle is one of them. I'm not going to drag on about why I did that, or why I haven't driven a vehicle yet, but I will say this. My family and I have actually talked about this before. We thought about this a lot, and we decided to hold off on me learning how to drive a vehicle yet. Not letting me go overboard about wanting to drive a vehicle. We have to take some baby steps, sort of, quote unquote, on driving a vehicle or driving a car. So I want to learn more as I see someone driving a vehicle before I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready to actually drive a vehicle and get a driver's license. So I would say that would probably where I would see myself in the future, as someone with autism who finally gets to learn how to drive a car, something like that. And probably a few other things, but I would say that. Elizabeth from the YouTube channel Very Beautiful asked, can you put Charlie in more videos? I can, if I feel like to. There's a very good chance that I won't be putting Charlie in many of my videos on a regular basis, but every once in a while I'll put him in a video, specifically some movie reviews for, like, say, a dog movie. That I might have Charlie with me, but otherwise he'll only be in my videos at least once in a while. He'll appear, but not very often. So Carlos Ordonez asked me two questions. I'll answer both of them. Who do you think will die in Endgame, Captain America or Iron Man? Oh boy, that's a really great question, man. I would probably say Iron Man, because I feel like he's one of the fewest Avengers that I feel like could end up, sacrificing himself to save the people that he loved and defeat Thanos. I feel like he would be the one that would give the ultimate sacrifice to ensure Thanos is defeated and is done for. I feel like he would be the one, but I wouldn't. That would be heartbreaking to see, and I don't want to see that. But I can see it as a good way to end his career, Robert Downey Jr.'s career as Tony Stark, or role as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. I feel like that would be a heartbreaking yet powerful way to, kill off the character that is very loved by many fans. But I would say the same for Captain America, because he's also very loved by many fans. And Chris Evans has done a phenomenal job for the majority of his career, and Captain America is honestly my favorite Avenger in the entire MCU. Period. Point blank. So, but I would say that Iron Man is more fitting to be the first Avenger to to sacrifice himself to save those that he loves, especially Pepper Potts. I feel like that would make more sense if he dies first, then Captain Marvel or Captain America. So I would say Iron Man. The second question is, what's your favorite Spider-Man film? This is an easy one. Well, kind of an easy one. And it's Spider-Man 2 by Sam Raimi. It has and always will be my favorite Spider-Man film of all time. Period. Spider-Man Homecoming is a close a second for me. It is close. It is below Spider-Man 2, but not by a big margin. It's actually this close. But Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite, because I loved everything about that, almost everything about that film. Everything. I mean, from the filmmaking standpoint, to the character development standpoint, to the action sequence standpoint, and from the performance standpoint, I mean, just everything else that comes with it from a perspective. I mean, that film not only succeeds in many expectations, but also exceeded them. And until Spider-Man Far From Home becomes my favorite Spider-Man film of all time, Spider-Man 2 is still at the mountaintop of Spider-Man movies. All Spider-Man live adaptations of the character. Susan asked, what would be the hardest part with filming YouTube videos? The hardest part with filming YouTube videos is various things. One, preparing for what you want to say. Two, setting up lights, getting all dressed up, doing your toiletries, and just stand or sit in front of a camera and just say what you want to say. That's basically it for filming a video. Multiple times I can forget what I said, but also I can say whatever comes to my mind instantly while I'm filming. So, as of right now, as you can see me right now, I'm thinking of what I'm saying before actually knowing what I want to say. So, I would say preparation and as well as not knowing what I want to say is probably the hardest part of filming a YouTube video. Probably, I would say that. So, yeah, but again, I say what comes to my mind and just spout it out on certain things, like say doing a movie review and what I wanted to say. That is probably for me the easiest path to learning knowing what I want to say whenever I walk out of the theater to see a film. If I see a film, then I would know exactly what I want to say. But I wouldn't know that until I come back home and just prepare myself to do a movie review. So that's basically my overall answer to your question, Susan. Chris Williams asked, who makes the best pizza? This is another good question. For me, it's either it's a toss-up for me between Little Caesars and Marco's Pizza. Probably Little Caesars, because I like the $5 pizza. I like the way that Little Caesars makes their deep dish pizza, square pizzas look. They make them look fresh. They make them look hot, and just look all delicious and stuff like that. And I'm not, disrespecting Marco's Pizza. Their pizzas is almost equally very good. But for me, I would say Little Caesars makes the best pizza. For me, personally. That's just me. Okay, guys, this is the last question for this first Q&A video of mine. This is from Ryan O'Toole, one of my friends on YouTube. He does movie reviews like I do, so I recommend you go check him out. He's a very good movie reviewer. I really liked him. Anyway, he asked, what are my top 3 favorite Pixar movies? Top 3 Pixar movies. I have thought about this, and I have thought about this long and hard, and I would say that the 3 Toy Story movies are my top 3 Pixar movies of all time, period. No, it's not Finding Nemo, which I love. It's not The Incredibles, which I also love. It's not... what else? It's not A Bug's Life, which I also really love, even back when I was a kid. It's not any of them. It's Toy Story, Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 3. And it's not even in order. Well, kind of in order. I would say Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 2 would probably be my top 3 Pixar movies of all time. So, the Toy Story trilogy has hold a very special place in my heart. It holds a very special place in my heart, and I just loved every entry of the Toy Story franchise. The 3 films in the Toy Story franchise, period. I love Woody, I love Buzz Lightyear, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks. What can I say? They are great actors. I love them. And I'm really excited for Toy Story 4. I'm not going to lie. I never thought that there was actually going to be a 4th Toy Story, but since they announced that there's going to be a 4th one, I was all for it. I was all for it. I'm still for it. Yeah. So I would say Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are my top 3 Pixar movies of all time. So anyway, guys, those are my answers to your questions, or basically, this is my first ever Q&A video. I might not do these Q&A videos very often. I feel like I should probably do one Q&A video for every 3 or 4 months or so. I feel like that would give me enough time to actually do other videos like Sunday Thoughts videos, Battle 5 videos, movie reviews, trailer reactions, and all that other stuff. But I will, this is not the first and only Q&A video that I will do. It's just that I need time. I need some time to let myself do more videos before I do another Q&A video after this. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and comment down below to let me know what you think of my answers to these questions. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.